Welcome to the channel. I think, judging by the turkey, spring is, we're getting close. It is thawing out, stuff is mushy and muddy and typical for this time of the year when everything thaws, but we still have a ways to go, obviously, to get to spring. Today is like 47 degrees, pushing 50, and it feels good out, honestly. The task at hand today, in today's video, is gonna be getting ready for chicks. I ordered a whole bunch of chicks that hopefully we're supposed to ship out today, actually. I have to double check and make sure and see if I even got notification of that. Regardless, we should get chicks this week. This is the warmest they want. They want in like upper 40s, maybe 50 here in the next couple days. So that's the best chance and best time for us to order chicks and get chicks in here so they're not too cold. Last year, before we even went and moved anything with the chicken coop here and rearranged this entire house, I hatched my own out, and I probably hatched around 40 to 50 chicks. I think it was around 44, and then we had a lot more bigger birds too, adult birds, when it was up top there. Raccoons, whatever predator came and annihilated my entire flock. I pretty much had like 50 birds just laying dead inside. So that was the ultimate decision of moving it, putting the house on wheels and completely enclosing it so nothing can get in or out. And now we've been a lot better off not really losing birds. Knock on wood, not that anything could dig under there, but so far we haven't had that issue. So I'm confident a lot more now than I was then of getting more chicks, and I'm not getting enough eggs right now to hatch my own. So we're getting some leghorn chicks, hopefully, that will increase the laying and increase our egg capacity. My ultimate goal here right now, what I'm doing with the produce stand, is I'm putting it out sometime in the spring, maybe, I wouldn't say early summer, but sometime in the spring that it's going out. And then I'm taking it back down in usually November. I think this year might have been end of November, something like that. So my goal is to be able to leave the produce stand out all year, and then I can sell eggs all throughout the year, so I have a little bit more income throughout the year with the produce stand. Right now, I don't have that because I'm not getting the eggs to be able to sell that much. So I think right now I'm averaging 3 to 4 eggs a day. Now there are a bunch of hens in here that are not laying yet, and they should be laying soon. So that'll increase that a little bit. Some of our other birds are getting a little bit older too. So a lot of that factors in, but I ordered 35, and they have limits of what you have to order. I think it's like 15 or 16, but I ordered 35 total birds. We have 30 leghorn females that they're supposed to be females, and then 5 roosters. I didn't want 5 roosters, but they had a limit of 5 per sex, so that's fine. We could raise some up, some, take them to auction, whatever. My other goal is maybe, you know, I could hatch my own leghorns out, then purebred, sell them as started pullets. You know, I've been down that before and whatever. The biggest thing I need to get ready is we need to get this house ready. And this was never cleaned out before, which means I have to do that. I don't really need any equipment to do that. I just have to get everything ready and cleaned out, bedding in here. So I'll just shovel this out, and honestly, we'll probably just dump it on the garden because it's not that much. Couple shovelfuls and we'll be good to go for that. Why not let the goats enjoy this nice weather? That's much better. The other thing I think I want to do, because originally when this piece was built, it was mainly just the structure, which was attached to the old chicken house, and then this was built on after the fact for extra rabbit pens and rabbit space. There's no fencing on that side. I don't anticipate putting rabbits in these anymore, so I don't really see the point in keeping these here. So my goal, because what I did inside is I actually split this and made this kind of a 2-in-1 building with a brooder, chick brooder here, and then rabbit spaces over here. So this is pretty close. If I take this off, it's very close to reaching the entire length over there. So I'm thinking I'll probably rip all this down because we are gonna have 35 chicks in here. This space is big enough to handle 35 chicks when they're tiny. The bigger they get, that's where we're gonna run into problems. So I think I'm gonna pull all this down and kind of close this off. That way I don't have to deal with, you know, then I know I have plenty of space in here and I can keep them in here a little longer. Don't matter. I'm not too worried about this being perfect. It literally just has to close off the bottom. Perfect, other than this little section back here, but this just isn't wide enough. And having that little bit probably isn't that big of a deal. It's not going to be the same height, but again, it's going to serve its purpose. Perfect. That'll do. There. Changed my mind. I'm going to close that in. I don't want the chicks getting their feet stuck. Not ideal, but it's gonna do, and it's gonna work. So now, just gotta close in those sides over there, and then we can finish the inside. This won't be too hard. Those should be shorter screws, but oh well. Big improvement. Much more room. And I added a little roost bar back there. That way it encourages them to hop up there and roost. They know what they're doing the older they get. And then when they get moved to the main coop, they know what to do. Now I can throw some bedding in there and we should be ready for chicks. perfect amount because that's all I had left. Beautiful. One last thing that I have to do. You can see on this side of the wall, it's not fastened. So I need to fasten that just on the bottom plate there. The nail's pulled out originally, so we'll put screws in it this time. And there you can definitely see a much better view of it. Light works, perfect. I rerouted the cable so it is placed underneath so it doesn't really get rained on. So that should work. Now that that's done, we can anticipate and wait for our chicks to arrive. And in the meantime, we don't have to rush and do that the day they get here. And now I'm gonna take some of this old hay and throw it up there with the chickens because it is a muddy mess. One other thing I changed with this coop is I made the door, I flipped the hinges and I put them on the inside so the door opens in. Every time I'd come up here to feed, when I had the door opening out, the chickens would want to run out. So now I moved it so it opens in. It's much nicer to come up here and feed. They'll scratch that all over the place and have it all shifted to this side by tomorrow anyway. It's nice having some of that available to put in there because it does encourage them to scratch, whereas typically if it's just dirt all the time, they definitely do not scratch as much. They go right to work scratching that up. That should get me ready for chicks. Now I don't have to worry about doing that last minute, which is sometimes what I'm bad for. So glad I got that done and that I'm staying ahead of everything. Now I gotta feed the rest of the animals. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's getting dark, which the days should be getting longer here at this point from here on out. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share it with a friend, and maybe the next video will be us putting the chicks in there. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.